Have you been thinking at all that you'd like to experience driving a camper van around Europe and having the freedom to explore anywhere in Europe that you'd like to go? Well, I found a way, and I like to share with you everything I've learned and the steps that you might need if you're thinking you might want to do the same. I'm Sherri Wilkins. I am a world traveler, I guess you could say. I've traveled around the world on a motorcycle. I've traveled around Australia in a four-wheel drive motorhome, and now I'm traveling around Europe in a camper van. I am a full-time van lifer, and I travel with Cody Cowboy here. He gets the special seat. He's got the lounge. I've got the standard chair. He is spoiled. But that was a consideration when I chose a camper van, was what sort of space will he have. And I don't mind that he takes the lounge because the floor is like, I'd say the floor is this one. Yeah. Shh, enough now. I can't walk over him all the time. I can't actually open the drawers in the camper van if he's on the floor. So he's got the lounge. I've got this nice swivel seat, which I actually quite like. And then the table is here, and the table is adjustable. Have you got something important to add to this conversation? Does it need to be that loud? He likes to be the center of attention. When I sold my motorhome in Australia, I already knew I was giving up something perfect. And if you've seen my other videos, you know how in love with that thing I was. And obviously I started my search in Europe for something the same or even better. But that was just not going to happen. They don't have the design model here. And if they have something even sort of close to what I had in Australia, it's horribly expensive, like ridiculously expensive. So it just really wasn't an option for me. Shipping my own motorhome over to Europe wasn't really an option for me. So I then just started looking for any four-wheel drive. You know, do I want to get just like a truck or a ute with a rooftop tent? And that was a consideration for me. But in my imagination, in my vision, I was like, okay, you're going to be traveling through Europe and you're going to be doing a lot of free camping because I'm not into the caravan park thing. If I'm doing free camping and now I have to do a rooftop tent, that sort of keeps you from just getting a nice sneaky spot near town or in town and, you know, putting a ladder out, putting a tent up, all those things. And I was like, I don't think that's the right choice for Europe. And then my next option was just finding a four-wheel drive van. Four-wheel drive vans were hard to find. They're very expensive as well. And in my budget, in my price range, they were old and they had really, really high kilometers. And I was like, no, I'm not buying somebody else's problem. As I did more research, I learned from many people, like, you just don't need a four-wheel drive in Europe. Like, it's overpopulated the whole continent. There's very few tracks that you can take that actually require a four-wheel drive. So I was like, that's a good point. Let's then look at two-wheel drives. So then what I did was I zoned in on my search, and I wanted to be in the camper van class. I didn't want to be in the integrated or the semi-integrated motorhome class. I just wanted something simple. My whole thing about my life and my lifestyle is keeping it simple. And a camper van was the simplest choice I could make. This camper van is 5.99 meters or 6 meters. And if you look at this design, every camper van, there's however many different brands of camper van, they all have the same layout. There's little tiny differences here or there, but they all have the same layout. One day I just said, I'm so tired of looking at this, I'm just going to pick one. And on that day, I found this one. And the reason why I went this camper van is because of this nice skylight. So if I'm in a populated area and I want to put the blinds up and not let people see me inside, I've still got lots of natural light, as opposed to most vans that don't have. A lot of them have one sky roof, but this nice, I've got two sky roofs right here. And it's quite often cloudy and gray in Europe, so the more natural light for me, the better. When I zoned in on this particular model and brand, then I did a overall search, like, what can I get for a used vehicle with the least amount of kilometers for the best price, as we all do. And I found this one that was 3 years old and had only 26,000 kilometers on it. Perfect. That's what this video is about, like helping you if you make a similar decision. I chose Germany, but it's not the only choice, so I'll give you some other options. So one of the things I learned about buying in Germany is As opposed to England, England has this 1 year MOT, this Ministry of Transportation inspection that has to be done every single year in order for you to legally drive a vehicle on the road. Germany has a 2 year MOT, which is good. But what was good about buying a camper van in Germany is that the dealerships, all dealerships, are required to give you a 1 year warranty on any vehicle. And if I were to purchase a van privately, there's no warranty. So there's a peace of mind knowing that a dealership is going to have it inspected themselves because they don't want to uphold a warranty on a lemon. I can tell you a little bit more about the other options. So one of them was Bulgaria. I could buy a vehicle in Bulgaria as a non-resident. The people I spoke to about that said, yes, that's true, but Bulgaria sort of happens to inherit the not so mechanically sound options. So and they don't have those inspection requirements there, so it's like, yes, you can do it, but you're taking more of a chance with the mechanical side of your vehicle. A little bit about France. So France had an option where there is an Englishman who lives in France who can help you set up a company in France. So you don't have to live in France, you don't have to be a resident, but you can own a company, have a registered company in France, and then you can own a vehicle in France. So that came with some large fees, as you can imagine, but it's possible. Ultimately, I chose a company in Germany called CarTurf. They help you register and insure the vehicle, and they take all the mail. So as a business, you know, if I get a speeding fine or if I have to renew my insurance, all the mail goes to them. And that way I know we're not going to miss anything. It was between Germany and France, to be honest. England I completely knocked out of the picture because of the MOT, and I don't want to be like exploring Greece and have to drive all the way back to England to get a stupid inspection and drive all the way back to continue my journey. Germany is a little bit more central, and if I have to do 2 years, I don't expect to stay here that long, but if I have to do 2 years, you can easier get to it. As a non-resident, you can't just pop in, buy a vehicle, register it, and drive off. You need to have a foreign address. I need to mention another way to do this is if you've got family or friends in Germany and you trust them enough to use their address and you trust them to get you your mail when you have insurance or tickets or anything like that, then that's the cheapest option. And I had friends in Germany, but I didn't want to put that sort of responsibility onto them. So to each their own, and that's why I chose CarTurf. But CarTurf actually specializes in helping people like me who are non-residents to get everything done properly. They walked me through every step of the process, even a lot of it before I signed up with them. For me, it's a peace of mind thing. And I also wanted to think about what will it mean when I go to sell it. All the documents are in German, and when I'm finished with the camper van, I want to sell it. And to have somebody like CarTurf on my side who can make sure that everything is done before I sell and during the sale. Is this van my dream van? Honestly, no. I like it. It's comfortable. It's simple. I think it's cute. But what it does do is it gives me the freedom that I love in my life. I love a simple life. I like a free life, and I can wake up on a fjord, or I can wake up surrounded by buildings that were built in the 1200s. You can't do that in Australia or America. So that's the really fun part for me, and it's only temporary. You know, one thing I can tell you, even if you've watched a previous video, that I actually love change. So if you're thinking about doing something similar, CarTurf is offering a special promotion just for my viewers. I'm quite excited about this. As you know, my YouTube channel is still quite young, so to have these sort of opportunities that they're willing to work with is exciting for me to pass on to you. So just go to carturf.com if you're interested in something similar, and that's just carturf.com. I'll also put a link in my description so you can find it that way as well. And send them a message and just put in Sherri Jo Wilkins in your message so that they know that you found them from this video, and they will give you 50% off your sign-up fee. That is huge because the sign-up fee is not cheap. So, well, I shouldn't say that. Everybody's in a different price bracket. I found the sign-up fee is worth getting 50% off. So don't let paperwork or borders or indecision stop you from chasing your dreams. I did it. I figured it out. And I can honestly say I put months of time into researching how to do this. If I had the information I'm giving to you, if you know that this is what you want to do, you can quite simply, without doing a ton of research, just go to carturf.com and they'll answer every question and get you sorted. And it still gives you the freedom to choose your vehicle. It's not like you're buying a vehicle from CarTurf. You choose whatever vehicle you want and they'll sort out the rest for you. I love that. I really love that. So I hope that helps. I've done a lot of filming, even though I was sick and I was traveling. There's a lot of fun things we've seen and done, especially Cody Cowboys. So we will be making more videos as quick as possible. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe, and that way you'll get notified when I have the next one up and running. So thanks again, and I will see you again very soon.